What's up? It's Angela Yee and Lip Service. We had a tremendous 2017. We had some great guests, and right now I have a best of for you. These are some of our favorite moments that we curated ourselves. So you guys are going to love this if this is your first time hearing Lip Service, or maybe these are some of the artists that you've never heard on with us before. We handpicked some of our funniest moments, so make sure you check it out. We're going to have on D.L. Hughley, Mano, Plies, Tammy Rivera, a whole lot of people, so check it out. First up, we got 2 Chainz came by the show. You know, pretty girls love trap music, and he was there to definitely tell us a lot about himself. Who fantasizes more during sex, on average, men or women?
Me.
You think so?
I'm not a woman.
I think women.
I say women.
I fantasize a lot during sex.
The women, I think. Stephanie, what do you think?
What you be thinking about?
Pussy.
I feel like
You hard.
I don't fantasize during
When a
sex.
dick in you thinking about pussy?
That sucks for his dick.
Yeah, you
Man,
done.
that sucks.
You don't even supposed to be using the dick no more if you think
No,
about
not every single time. Not every single time.
If
But
a
when I
nigga-
do
if
want to
a
think
nigga-
about something, that's what I think about.
But if you fucking, if a nigga hitting you from the back, you think about.
Because I'm thinking about it could be some pussy laying right in front of me.
You done. You desensitized. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't really fantasize during sex. The only time that I have fantasized during sex is like if I'm getting my pussy and I'm drunk and it's just taking so long. So I'll start thinking about like the last porn I watched.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I think about too.
Yeah, like
Because sometimes, listen, I feel like men try to prevent themselves from coming too fast, and we try to make sure that we come.
Yeah, like you could feel it there, but it's still gonna take another 10 minutes.
I've had some
Or
not
15.
too great sex, and I thought about some way better sex to get me through.
You can feel it's there and say it's 10 minutes down the road, like 10 or 15
Yeah,
minutes.
like you know.
So when you say I'm about to come, you mean like in 10 more, 15?
Exactly.
Oh my
That's
God.
horrible. Isn't that awful?
you've been
You
jerking
gotta
off.
go to the porn bank in your head.
You've been
Memory.
jerking off too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and one of those
that's not fair.
moments.
That's not
no,
fair.
but that's what I'm saying. Like when I feel like I could feel like I'm gonna come, but it's not gonna happen in 30 seconds or right now.
right.
In a
Or if he
minute.
stops his
You
little,
know?
if he stops doing the
Or
little movement he was doing
exactly,
and switches
then
it
he
up,
switches
you
the
be like,
move.
you motherfucker, why did you
Reset
stop
it all the way back.
Yes.
Right, it could go on a reset. At this point, you can go on a reset.
Like
so
if you-
just
'cause
start
we
thinking
need-
about like some crazy.
That's right. I
ATM
need
porn.
consistency. Like I need you to keep doing what you was doing if I'm about to come. Because if you switch it up, then it's like, fuck you.
They got to stay right there in the same little.
That's why you have
what
to
I'm
communicate. That's when you're like,
But
don't
that's
stop
the
doing
only
that.
time I ever fantasized during sex. I can say this with confidence. I've never had like a dick inside of me and was thinking about other things, fantasizing. I'm usually enjoying that moment.
Now, 2 Chainz, what do you fantasize about? Since you said men
Yeah,
do it
what
more
do
than
men
women.
fantasize
like
about?
what are some things? And do you fantasize like because you have to make yourself come, or do you sometimes think about? Because I know sometimes men think about other things to not come.
Both. You think about things to not come.
No, but
What makes you not
fantasize
come, like, when you
is
think?
something different?
All right, but first, if you're trying not to come, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know. A nigga might fucking rap or some shit. I
You
don't
start
know.
rapping in your head.
Nigga
during
might
sex.
just come up with some shit in his head. You got to think of something that
He wrote a whole album.
doesn't
Trying to-
allow you to think about how good whatever it is going on. You know what I mean? You gotta, you know, and then like I said, and then if you're trying to come, you have to think of, you know what I mean? Like, you know what you said, maybe if it's not a porn, you're thinking of like, maybe this little badass, like, maybe you think about somebody you haven't been with. Like
That's
you like,
what you see. That's
you
the
kind of
kind of
like
fantasy.
put
Men
like
are
that's what a
dogs.
fantasy. You like put it like a badass R&B chick or something on. Put this head on this body.
If I can just put together the
and
weird
just
science.
really just
Right, put together
and just
that
really
perfect-
give it to them and they don't even know you know.
But let me ask you this. So have you ever been having sex and trying not to come and came up with a great rap and been like, man, I need to stop so I can write this down?
Nah, I don't write raps. I don't write raps anyway. But nah, I mean,
You never write down little notes though on your phone or nothing?
nah, you know what's on my phone? My daughter's songs and some of my songs. Like you can save them to your notes, so when you playing them through your, they won't. So when you playing them through your, what you call this shit? when you playing them through the phone, you know how you play it and you have to keep mashing the whatever.
It's like an app.
Now, like when you play music through your phone, you have to keep mashing it so the song will continue playing. But if you save it into your notes, you can just play it.
I never did this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I never did that before either.
We're not artists.
That's some music. That's some music nigga shit you got going on.
All right, well, yeah, I don't.
You just put us on. You can explain later.
Well, the truth is that women fantasize more during sex.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, she just said she be thinking about flicks and stuff like that. So,
but I think women do it more because we have to do it because we don't come clearly from the statistics as easily as men do.
Right, like that's when I think a woman is fantasizing during sex to put for that extra nudge. Right. You know what I mean?
They have all these. How many realistically? How many toys do you think they made for women to come? Like how many do you think there are?
Like millions.
Millions.
Yeah, definitely millions.
Isn't that crazy? That's not even fair. They made 1 million toys.
We don't come as easy as you guys do.
Because y'all got 1 million toys that can make y'all.
That's not why.
No, but even women who have never used a toy, it's still a
they don't use toys.
It's still you still have to know a woman's what's the word I'm looking for?
Anatomy.
Yes, anatomy to make her come. It's not something that you're just either someone teaches you or you never learn.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Makes perfect.
Plus, let's keep it real. Like, it's just easier for a man to come, period.
It's easy. You do this that's it.
Right.
You do what?
Women are exactly
shake weight.
Women
roll
shake
dice.
weight. Exactly. Roll the dice.
Man, this one was great. Now, I always heard about 3D Nati, and this is my first time meeting her, and she was hilarious. Some guys had issues with all of the girl talk we had going on, talking about men paying rent and all that, but here was one of our funniest moments. All right, what song you want to hear to fuck to?
Most times I like to hear myself.
I know that's right.
Which
song?
Sometimes no, I'm not saying my music. I'm just saying I be turning my song
to Maria. No, that's a terrible song.
Music.
Please don't.
No music. You're so childish.
I don't know. I want to hear that ass. I have a whole, and my brother thought this shit was so funny, but I had a whole playlist,
right? The sex
and
playlist.
I used to kind of see what song you gonna stop on,
right?
I'm childish for that. I'm childish like that.
This nigga stopped our song too. Fuck this nigga.
I think right now, like Bryson Tiller, The Weeknd, and Party Next Door is good to have sex with.
Listen, I don't have sex to music. I don't have.
I mean, you just put it on so you don't hear the girl screaming so much.
You know what?
It's weird for me.
Do you think that you would come faster with or without music?
I have a confession about music.
Uh-oh.
I think
and I just noticed this recently, and I kind of laughed to myself while I was doing it.
That shit is old school. I'm sorry.
Confession about music is that during, like, if I'm giving head to, like, music, like, if music is playing, then I'm gonna, like, give head to the beat.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Some people do that. I thought I was weird for doing that.
You're probably, like, the only one that confessed it.
Oh, no, I thought I was a weirdo because I caught myself doing it recently and was like, am I really sucking his dick to the beat?
What song were you hearing? Were you listening to?
Let's get it on.
No, we were actually listening to Tremaine.
Okay. He's listening to MOP, Annie Up.
No, I was listening to TP2.com. Hit it hard from the back.
Oh my God, when I was young, I fucked up that album.
Me too. That was like virgin sex.
Yeah, that was some young sex.
No, I swear. Like my first sexual experiences were to those.
I think me too. That's the crazy thing. But now I feel like if a guy puts on music, I'm like, yo, this is mad cheesy. Like, why? I don't know why I think like that.
If a dude put the music on, then it's kind of weird. But
That's
most of the time, if
we just gonna fuck. We don't got time to put no music on. We've been into it.
We got Sonos. We got Sonos. Put our music on.
You still got to stop and be like, let me put this playlist on for us to fuck, girl.
No. That was when I was being childish. That was when I was being childish and single, and I, whatever.
What was on your playlist?
Now, we're not gonna get into that.
But I was getting some head. Getting some head.
But now I feel like
go DJ.
Look,
And that's my DJ.
And I don't like it. But look, now I feel like
They're gonna know your clap. Okay, go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Right.
I'm gonna let you finish.
You
got
another
another one?
You got another
beat
one or no? Okay. Your turn.
You done?
Yeah.
But no, I really feel like when I say certain shit, like certain keywords, then a stroke change.
Like
so
what?
I like to, I mean, you know,
cock.
The regular shit, like it's yours.
Right.
This pussy feel good. How you know, all that type of shit. Then a stroke change whenever I say something different. So I kind of.
So you know what to say.
I know what to say.
Certain words. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
And you ever feel like sometimes you're like, all right, this is going on too long. I gotta just make him come.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
If I'm exhausted, I had a long day, and I enjoyed it. I got me. We don't need to. Yeah,
I feel like once I start getting dizzy, like something else gives.
You need some water.
Exactly. Once I need some water, I start like, that's it. I need something gotta give. You gotta come.
I'm not gonna lie. Once I come, I'm like ready for you to come.
Me too.
Me too.
Like if I come, I'm like, all right.
After a while, I'm like, all right, your turn.
He'd be like, all right, I came. Your turn. Let's go.
I'll even go to one of
That's
my,
when you like
my
from the-
get 'em moves
from the
that I
back
know
end.
gonna make him come. And if that won't work, I start whispering in his ear, begging for the come.
What's your get 'em moves?
And that works.
My get 'em moves? From the back, laying flat with my legs crossed, and then like throwing
The
it back like
scissor
that in a
kinda-
circle.
okay.
No, but with my legs
Throw that ass in a circle.
laying on my stomach.
Because it keeps it like it keeps it tight.
Yeah,
like
keep it tight
okay.
and flat because your stomach flat on the bed. So that,
Oh, that's a good trick. Thanks.
and then you saw I was like,
Thank you.
and then if I'm on my back, I'll put my legs up on his shoulders and lift my hips up so that I'm rised up off the bed.
Okay.
And then that always works. And if neither one of those work, then I look at her. If neither one of those work, then I start whispering in his ear, but begging for the cum. Like I
Right.
want the cum so
I
bad.
think when you do that always works. When you like ask them to come, like I want you to come so bad.
Yeah,
I think that works too.
Can I
think
please
that's
please
yeah.
beg for the
That's a
cum?
go-to.
Yeah.
That works every
Do you
time.
say, I hope you have a lot of cum?
Fill his pussy up with all that cum, daddy.
See, there you go.
Oh my god.
Because isn't it whack if he doesn't have a lot of cum?
That means what did Safari tell us?
That mean that he'd already didn't let it.
That he
He
fucked
coulda
somebody
jerked
else.
off.
Yeah.
He could have been jerking off.
Coulda.
He didn't tell us that part. He just he said that mean that nigga fucked
There's all
somebody
different
else.
kinds of cum. There's like cum that's like thick and just like,
That
and then there's
stays
cum
put,
that's
and then it's the
more
runny cum
clear.
that get
Yeah.
the dripping down your leg.
I like that one.
Damn, Gigi.
You like the runny cum.
I like the
Runny cum
runny
that get the
cum.
dripping down your leg.
Yeah.
No, it's nothing worse than when a nigga come in you and then like 3 hours later that shit come.
Oh, that shit is disgusting.
3 hours later.
Nah, that happened to me a few times.
That might have been a yeast infection.
Nasty. No, it's the cum.
It is the cum.
It's the cum because you could tell, like, you see it
She
coming
like,
out
no,
of you.
That's young. It happened to me before. That's your new
That's
name.
me.
It happened.
If that shit happened, everything happened to me. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, Dave East, he's one person who came by the show twice, so I guess he's like one of our regulars. Dave East always says Lip Service is his favorite show, and you're about to hear why. All right, now have you ever borrowed money from a woman?
Yup.
Damn. Did you pay it back, Dave?
I wasn't always.
Dave, let me get that money.
I wasn't always like. You know what I'm saying?
So now that we mentioned it, can I get that?
There's a few probably I ain't paid back. I know for sure, but they wasn't on it for me. But the ones that was like, I need my bread back. Like they got.
So
the
what if they
bread.
come for you now? Like remember back
It's
in
quiet. Nah.
2010? Remember back in 2010 when I gave you that $300?
I don't remember it.
We had a
Can I get
discussion
$3,000 back?
about this in the
remember
car.
that.
Like, if a guy asked you to borrow money, a guy that you were dating, would that make you feel weird?
It all depends on what the situation. It could be any scenario.
That nigga took that $300 and took the next bitch out. He took Chris. Oh,
But see, I wouldn't do shit like that.
took
I really, like, if I asked
He
the
took
girl
Chris-
for
no.
bread, it was like,
Like maybe you need like brakes on your car or something.
I didn't even have a car. I was like, if I'm asking you for bread, I was fucked up. Like,
Did it ever feel weird? Like, I don't want to have to ask, but
yeah, but it's like, I always kind of dealt with like, I dealt with women my age, but I always kind of dealt with older women. So like, a few of the older women, I wouldn't have to ask. Like
They was just giving you
oh, you had like sugar mamas.
Cake
I
mama.
wouldn't call it that, but like, here, like I wake up, shit be there. Like,
Damn, that's weird.
He always been a gigolo.
You always been a bad bitch.
I'm a gigolo. Remember that song?
That bad bitch shit, you gotta stop calling me that, man. That's crazy.
Oh, people call you that?
No, I've been saying it. So girls are just leaving money on the nightstand? I'm saying that's what niggas do to us. Niggas that's bad bitches. I would be so upset. Need 2 stacks on my dresser. Like, babe, go buy yourself something nice.
I'm gonna spit my drink
I'm a bad
out.
bitch. I'm just saying. What's the most you ever got left?
Did they ever leave change too?
Nah, probably like a band.
Wow.
Whoa.
Probably a band.
Can I manage
some work?
Probably like a band. But I feel like that's how she was trying to like win me over.
Yeah, okay. She was trying to reel you in with
like how niggas
cake.
do that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I'm about to put Davy's picture on back pages and get somebody to go.
It's lit.
Go fund me, huh?
Listen, so would you feel, you said if a guy asked you for money, but it was like for a particular, would that make you feel a way?
I mean, it depends on the scenario. Mm-hmm. If I knew that he was well off and, you know, maybe he just left his wallet at home and he was going out to dinner and he asked me to pay because he forgot.
No, what if he's like, listen, this month was a little rough. I need like $2,500 for rent.
Rent?
Yes.
See, I always felt like shit like that. Like, I always had mad pride. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be like, man, shorty, I can't. I always thought I was going to pop later. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I used to always have that in my mind. Like, man.
When I get on, I got you.
She gonna expose that shit if this don't work out. I was giving that nigga money. Like, so I never really wanted to, like,
do too much.
Take it there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to that point. I asked, no, 300, no, you got 250, no dumb shit like that. Like,
they ever tell you no?
I'll go fuck that off in the dice game or in the fucking, just in the hood.
What?
Like
Come on now.
This is what I'm saying.
Better purpose.
Can't trust a nigga like you.
What about you? What about you, Lolo? If a guy
go to dinner.
So one time, I was talking to this guy. He was like a doctor, and I guess he was going through mad shit, and he got fucked up. And he was like, you know, this month is really rough for me. I was like, damn, it's rough for all of us. Like, you know how you could tell he was trying to reel me into some shit. So then he was like, yeah, you know, I just, you doing good though. You should let me borrow something. I was like, you mad funny. Like, I just literally played it off as a joke because I knew he couldn't be serious. Like, I'm sorry, but there's no way.
What about women asking to borrow money from you?
It depends with me. Like, I got homegirls like that. I ain't, like, not even fucking or nothing like that.
No, but somebody you're dating.
Nah, I ain't going that road no more.
No more?
No, I'm good on that.
So you've done it before.
Yeah.
You've lent out money.
Yeah.
Do you expect it back?
You got some bread. Like, you got some bread. Because I got to have some bread, right? As a man, it don't matter how cute I am, I could be fucking your brains out every day. After a while, if I'm dead pop, that shit going, you can be like, huh?
Yep.
We not going to do nothing. You can't buy me nothing.
Yep.
Ain't nothing going.
You're
like,
right.
You just fucking me and looking at me.
And looking at me. They've got the same problems we have.
Yeah, I know. Damn. It's hard being a bad bitch.
Crazy,
He bad.
But nah, you gotta have something. You gotta have, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have something rocking and rolling. And I be feeling like the gaps and shit gotta kind of be, you know what I'm saying?
Closer?
Like, I'm not.
You gotta level it out.
I don't be wanting to discriminate, but I can't be like, you can't work at Burger King. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, it just won't.
She might own that Burger King one day. You better not sleep.
Work at BurgerKing.
Yeah, but you got to make baby steps. One day she might be the manager.
Like, hey, listen, if you want to own a Chick-fil-A, you got to work
at manager now. Like, I'm
hold on, you just was living in the projects not too long ago.
3 years ago.
Don't try to come
come on, Dave. You done changed 3 years.
That was 3 years ago.
You bougie now.
A little bit.
Because imagine you went into
I go backwards though.
But imagine you went in there and saw a woman who was just beautiful. Maybe she fell on some rough times. Maybe she's in school, but she's working.
Like, why are you working in here?
To make
she
money.
Gotta pay bills.
I got bills.
To me, I would respect
That's
that.
what strippers say.
Nah, I would respect that more.
No.
Oh. So you rather she work at Burger King or get
Burger
bigger
King
money?
is just not the wave. Like, I don't want to pull up and you're giving me my burgers and fries and you my bitch. Like,
and you my bitch.
I want my bitch smelling like French fries.
Coming home with wow, baby, I got all type of extra shit from work today. Like
Whoppers,
man, burgers. I'm good on all that, man.
You never dated anybody in fast food?
No.
Nah.
See,
I dated a guy that worked at Taco Bell, but I was in high school.
Yeah, do that now.
My dad was mad hype because I was bringing home like bags of food. You know, my dad cheap as hell. Yeah, I was like, Dad, I got you
and do that.
Yeah, no.
Be with a nigga work at fucking Subway.
Yeah,
but what if she worked at
Post pictures with him
in his outfit, in his uniform,
and tag him where people could go on his page and see he work at Subway. He got mad Subway fits.
What if she worked at Chick-fil-A?
That's different.
Come on, Chick-fil-A, and she bought you Polynesian sauce,
and they're religious.
Y'all is crazy.
Yeah, every
fast
Sunday.
Food. They just change outfits.
But not fast food.
Don't open on Sunday.
Let's not be so drastic to say fast food, but maybe like even like the mall or something.
Oh, that's cool. I ain't against that.
Okay. Just not fast food.
Not fast food.
Because you smell like food, maybe. That's also like a transitional.
I feel like, honestly, like
that's a kid job.
Yeah,
it is a kid
like,
job.
It's a transitional.
Older,
I'm about to
have. If you're 25 and older, you shouldn't be like, you know what I'm saying? That's them like. I'm 17, 18, going trying to get a job type job.
No, that's true. First job.
By the time, if you my age, you should own that motherfucker. Like, and if you don't, you can't be taking the order on the back, flipping the burger. Like,
what if she just manager? General manager. General manager of Burger King. What if I was the general manager of Burger King? Can I holler at you?
I'll tell you.
I'll
take your number.
Bad bitches unite.
She got jokes.
D.L. Hughley, this one surprised me so much. I couldn't believe we actually got him to come on the show, and he told so many incredible stories, things he's never revealed anywhere else before. Check it out. Here's one of them.
He's a famous comic, so I can't tell you his name. So we playing this gig one time, right? And,
is he a king of comedy?
I'm not gonna. No, he's not a king.
Is he on your show, your current show?
And we in the Bay Area, right? And so I get this knock on my door, and this cat comes. He said, "Man, come to my room."
Oh no!
And I go, "What's up?" He goes, "Something's wrong." So he had this chick. She's tied up to the bed and she's naked and she's unconscious.
Oh my God!
And I said, "Man, what happened?" He said he had this cat of nine tails, was that whip, and they had always whipped he whipped her, and all of a sudden. She told him it was hurting and he couldn't stop. He said, I couldn't stop.
Why? He whipped her unconscious?
He whipped her unconscious.
What?
So then I said, hey man, I'm not in this shit. I'm not touching nobody. And she woke up, she said, hey, DL. Can I have some water? And I went, oh, nigga, she all right.
Thank God.
That was the funniest shit.
What you supposed to do?
Like, man, I'm not in it.
He was like, here, hold this whip.
I'm not in it.
In case the shit ain't work, help me hide the body.
If she wouldn't have woke up and I went right to the front desk, that nigga killed somebody.
He killed it. They say he did that shit.
No, but let's be real. Let's just say she didn't wake up. Then what do you
I'd have told.
No, you wouldn't.
I swear to God, I'd have told. You can't be killing motherfuckers. I'm not doing it.
Y'all wouldn't tell on me, would you?
No, I would help you hide the body.
Yeah, see, they would help me.
Shit.
What kind of friend are you?
I love my kids.
You bugging out. I'm leaving. I'm not telling, but I'm not helping.
If my kids did some dirt, like I love them, but if they did something that spread out harm to humanity on some just old evil humbug shit, nah.
But that was an accident.
No, you wouldn't. You would help.
He didn't mean to kill her.
Look his face.
I mean, she's not dead, but
I might help my daughters, but my son, I tell on him.
If my son murders somebody, I'm gonna send him to jail. How could you do that? I raised you better than that. What are you doing murdering people?
Yeah.
Now you gotta go to jail. If he kills somebody, no.
But what kind of kill? Like if he kills somebody?
I mean, if it was a justifiable kill, I would help. But if he's being
she said I'd help. Like I don't like that nigga.
But if he was being an animal about things, like I'm gonna call the police on him. Like you gotta go. You do the crime, you do the time.
You wouldn't tell on him. I'm sorry.
You can't.
That was an accident.
But
I'll
just say this. I've watched. I'm telling you, when I was a kid, I grew up on 135th and Avalon. There's a school, Avalon Garden. So I'm a little kid, right? Okay. Not a kid, but 10, 12, maybe 12, 14. These kids, they go, we got this chick. We running a train on her, right? Mm-hmm. And I go, oh, wow. I've always heard about this.
Were you a virgin?
I was a virgin. And so
I hope this isn't 10.
No, I was 12.
He said 12.
Okay, I just make
That's
it
still young.
Yeah, it is.
So I go and I see this girl and they are doing shit to her and I'm like, I don't think she's not
with it.
She's not with it. And I said, she's not. And I remember, so I say, I don't, and these dudes are older than me. And I like love them and had always been impressed by them. But at that moment, I thought that they were, like it was it's one of the first times I saw men who I loved and respected seem small to me. Like they were, I was like, she's a girl and you. And so I remember getting her clothes, and I said she's not with it, and they're older than me,
right.
And I'm not even scared because I'm like, even if something go left,
you did what you knew you had to do. Right thing. Right. That was your instinct.
So we put on her clothes, and she smelled like pennies, and she smelled like this real weird smell that I would later on know that smells like blood, right. Cause it smelled like copper. Mm-hmm. So I get her clothes, we walk, and they hit me in the head and pushing me. And called me a buster, and I was weak. And I never, so I walk her to her neighborhood, and it was like 5 or maybe 8 blocks away. When we get to close to her neighborhood, she screams and runs toward her brother.
And it looked like you
outside.
did it.
And this motherfucker picks up a butcher knife, and she is so hysterical, she can't tell him. So he's chasing me around the car. And
so he's thinking it's you.
And he catches me, and he goes, he said, she said, it wasn't him. And he said, I know this nigga know who did it. And I said, I can't tell you who did it. He said, if you don't tell me who did it, I'm going to cut you. I said, but they'll kill me. He said, I swear to God, you got 3 I'm going to count to 3 and you're going to tell me who can. And I closed my eyes and waited for him to cut me. And so he didn't. And so while I'm walking away, he hit it like both the motherfuckers. The dudes in my neighborhood was hitting me, and he was hitting me.
Damn.
So I'm getting my ass whipped and I ain't done shit wrong. So weeks later, at this joint called Smitty's Liquor Store on 135th and Avalon, I see this dude, and he says, "Thank you." But I always knew, like, to me, even though I wanted to be like, I didn't think that it was right to do shit to people that you knew you could. And even though I did like the thing with my son, or I've done things that made me feel weak, I always thought that, I always knew the greatest thing I've ever done to me is that now I know I'm a human being.
Right.
Like I don't think so I think that you're supposed to go all out for people you love. I think you're supposed to try. I think you're supposed to treat everybody with a level of certain respect and decency. And I think if it costs you skin, that's the price you pay for being a human being.
Now, Kiafa Vick came through. You know her as Michael Vick's wife. Also, she was on the show Baller Wives, which she produced. That's a boss. Check it out. Now, Carmina, are you in a relationship? Are you married?
No, I'm single.
Would you recommend that she date a football player?
Absolutely not. And I work with football players.
I know you do, and I'm sure they...
No, you don't want to. It's like, what the hell? Would you?
After you see...
I don't know.
Would any of y'all want to date a football player?
I would date anybody that I like. But I've never dated a football player, so I don't know. I don't know.
It's not good.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Why do y'all say that?
Everything that glitters is not gold. No.
I feel like an athlete, period. I'm not just going to say
yeah, not just football, but just athletes in general.
Think about it. Like all the traveling, all the girls, all the...
Absolutely.
But Kiafa, you're married to a football player.
Girl, we was dating forever in the day before we got married. Like forever. So we've been through a lot. I met him when I was 21. So
you guys met in a club, right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Who was hollering at who?
He was all in my face. All in my face. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had just turned 21. I'm in the club, and I don't know, this night I must have been looking good because all the guys was just buying me drinks. I had like 4 drinks.
And it was your birthday.
It was right after my birthday, about a month later. And all the guys was just like coming to me. So I see this guy, he's smiling, I see his teeth. I'm like, oh, he look good.
He got teeth.
Yeah. And he all black and chocolate. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker is fine. And all of a sudden they called it was a shaky booty contest. That's what they called it. It wasn't a twerk contest.
I know you did not win the shaky booty contest.
No, not me. No, not me.
I was like, Kiafa won the shaky booty contest.
I'm like, no wonder why everybody was buying you drinks.
She paying a Hampton tuition. Not me. Wait Wait a minute, but before the shaky booty contest, one of the guys he was with had came over. Like we just smiling at each other at this point. I'm drunk out my mind.
So put us in this scene. He got the braids with the, the Nike.
He didn't even have braids when I met him. No, he was clean cut. He had on a hoodie. Like in the club, he was just real chill, like ooh, he had swag. And you don't really see that much in Virginia. Oh, let me not say that because the Virginia boys gonna be mad at me. I know.
I love y'all, Virginia.
I know, and I love my
Amber Rose.
Shout out to D'Angelo, Trey Songz, Teddy Riley.
You can't even go back to Virginia now.
No, his
Virginia
swag.
women are beautiful.
I was talking about the men and their swag.
Girl,
don't be trying to put that on me.
Wait, what you say about Virginia women? No, I'm joking.
No, I ain't say nothing about no women. I just said the men's swag. I'm from Philly, and they had a different swag.
Right.
So I liked his swag. Y'all ain't shit.
Get you in trouble.
Not shit. Y'all
bad news.
Yes, I'm gonna have me go down there and fucked up. And what was I saying? I got my head all messed up.
Meeting him in the club, shaky booty contest. Homeboy came over.
Oh yeah, so one of his friends came over and was like, y'all know who that is over there? And I heard my girlfriend was like, no. And he was like, oh, that's Mike Vick. And she was like, where? And he was like, over there. And I was like, oh, who is Mike Vick? And my girlfriend was like, oh, he a football player. I was like, oh, show me. Let me see where he at. So when she pointed to him, I almost died because I'm like, oh my God, this is the nigga I'm smiling at. Like, he just think I'm a groupie all in his face. So I'm like, I'm leaving. So I went to the other side of the club and he judged the little shaky booty contest.
He judged it.
He was a judge in the shaky booty contest.
That's why you won.
So I wasn't in the shaky booty contest.
So you did it that
part out. And I had went into like another part of the bar and he came and he found me and he was like, can I get your number?
He's like, you wasn't in the contest, but you won.
He came, the contest is yours. He got my number and I was like so excited. I was like, oh, he's so fine. And like a few minutes later, he came back and he was like, "Yo, I didn't put it in right." And I was like, "Whoa,
yes, that's
wrong, fool."
Yes. And so the club is over. We leaving. He outside. He all in this girl face, and she a thick girl, and I'm looking at him like, damn, this what you like? All right, I see you. So she all in his face trying to kiss him and stuff. He all trying to grab me. He like, you coming home with me? I'm like, hell no.
Damn.
So he called me the next morning. He like, you want to come away with me? I'm like, no, I'm going away tomorrow. He like, damn, just come with me. And I'm like, no, I'm going to DC. He was going to, what was it, Club Love? Yes. I'm like, no, I'm going. I know, I'm 21. I just turned 21. Like, I'm going to DC. I'm going to
I'm bringing this shaky booty
with my next Sky picture. And after that, he called me like every day. I remember telling my grandma I met a football player. She was like, girl, he ain't going to be no good. He only want the booty. He just going to dog you out. And I'm like, grandma, he is nice. She's like, girl, whatever. And he really did turn out to be like, he was a nice guy. We went through a lot of bullshit, but he was really, really a nice guy. Like, you know, he was different than most of the guys I met. You know how you'll meet a guy, they just go off, don't call you for a while. No, he called me every day, every morning while he was on his way to work. You know what I mean? He made sure I was okay all the time. Like, he started paying tuition at school. You know, he just made sure.
That's husband material right
I know, he made sure I was okay.
He my education.
It wasn't like he was just tricking like, oh, let me buy you this bag. Right. Like, he would make sure I was okay. And I like that about him. Like, when we went on dates, I had a car, but he would still come pick me up. He was always on time. He was just like such a gentleman. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, for real?
When did y'all make it official? Like, how did you know?
We didn't make it official for a while. We didn't make it official for a while because it was just like, I wasn't stupid. Like, you know what I mean? I know what you got going on. I know you're
a young football player.
You know what I mean? But it was just like, we was just feeling each other a whole lot. Mike had a baby on the way. He didn't tell me about the baby on the way.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes, girl.
Was he waiting to see if it was his?
No,
because you know sometimes guys.
That's real though. You know that we never talked about that before, but no,
he might have been like, let's wait till the baby's born and we make it. I might not have to tell her nothing.
Right. You know, he just said like, I just thought I was gonna be fucking you, and you know, I just thought that was it. I ain't really had to tell you my business.
Well, damn,
pretty much.
Tell me how you really
feel. Was like the rest of them.
Pretty much, and then like he told me like maybe a month before the baby was born, I was so hurt. He was like, "Cause you told me you ain't want no guy that had no baby mama." I was like, I don't. Like, right. I'm young. I
still don't want
it. Bullshit. And
did you and the baby mama ever have like beef or anything?
Oh yeah. We went through because he was lying to both both of us. You know what I mean? He was still young. He was still playing that game. And it was like we was together like every day. Like our first date, he took me to Hawaii.
What? Ask her what she did to the bathroom.
No. Wait, whoa. What did you do in the bathroom in Hawaii?
Absolutely not. Carmina, that was so mean.
What happened in the bathroom?
All right, so we away for 7 days. This is my first time going away with him. Like, I gotta go to the bathroom. My stomach hurt.
Shit.
I'm like,
I know that feeling. Bubble guts.
So it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. We've been drinking all day, every day. I'm like,
she's trying to hold it in.
I'm like, all right, this nigga sleep. So I go to the bathroom, do what I had to do.
Shit.
Why the toilet don't flush?
No.
You had to scoop that shit out.
No. So all of a sudden, I'm trying to pour water down the toilet. It's not going.
You trying to lift up the thing on the top?
Boom, boom, boom. Hey, babe, you okay? I'm like, oh my God. He's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. No.
Don't go here for 35
and he like, what's wrong? I'm like,
you know what's wrong.
You smell what's wrong.
We had cheese.
He was busting out laughing. So he called the maintenance man. The maintenance man come and he fixed the toilet. And the whole time the maintenance man there, he like, she broke this toilet. Her shitty ass. So embarrassed. Like,
I'd have been like, I don't know who was in here before.
After that point, I'm just like, I can do anything in front of him.
The toilet just started shooting up shit. I don't know
who used this toilet before us. We need to get our money back.
That's awful.
It was awful. Can you imagine? I was sweating in the bathroom like, damn, I gotta open this door for him.
That's why you're supposed to courtesy flush. That's what you get.
Right?
You would have known. Yeah. She would have known at least mid shit that it was. This shit ain't gonna work.
I can't do it.
Mid shit. You were supposed to give it up right there.
Tammy Rivera stopped through Lip Service also. This was her first time on the show, and she's a real sweetheart, but she really gave us some insight into her relationships and her own personal life. Normally, we start off with the tip of the day, but we didn't start with, so we're going to get to that right now. All right, so now we get this question all the time from guys. We have this advice thing that we do, and people want to ask, how do you get your girl back after you cheated? What works and what doesn't work? Because there's so many guys out there that mess up and don't know, like, what can I do to get my girl back? And we get this question, like, nonstop. So let's talk about that for all of us. When somebody cheats on you, and we know you got cheated on, but you still...
Well, damn, Angela.
It was
Way to be modest.
It was well documented.
She said it was well documented.
As anybody in this room.
But we all have been, you know, honestly, yours was just very public, obviously.
Absolutely.
But what does work? Because there's a lot of guys who mess up, right? And their girl is like, I'm not fucking with you anymore. But what works and what doesn't work when it comes to getting your girl back?
For me personally, I would say, I don't think it's what they do. It's really, I mean, it can be what they do, but it's really a woman knows, like, really, if she's just completely done. Like, I'm a Leo. I'm loyal to by default, but when I'm completely done, I'm like done.
Right.
Which when we separated, I was like, bye. Like, just don't come back. Don't come to my house. Like, just leave me alone. Like, he was not go away.
He was coming to the house.
Yeah, he would not go away. And then I even let him, I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do to get him go away. I'm going to let him come in here and I'm going to let him mess himself up. So I just kept my wall up. I was just like, the first thing he do, then he getting the fuck out. He wouldn't. I mean, it was so consistent. I thought it was an act. Yeah. I thought it was an act. I was so mean to the point that everybody was like, yo, you really being like, you really a bitch. Like, and I'm not like that. So
I know, I was going to say, I can't see you being mean. Like, what's mean?
Yeah, girl, I just didn't care. Like, I would just say anything, do anything. Right. I was just like, then he'd be like, damn. And I'd be like, well, you can get the fuck out. Right. Yeah, like, and he was like, you know, and he would just eat it. Like, he was just constantly, he just came
Whoa, that's what he was doing.
That's what you got to do. Eat it. You just got to eat it.
I mean, I guess that's
get your girl back. You gotta eat it. That's a good tip. Constantly eat it.
No, I wouldn't even let him touch me. Like, he had to stay in Charlie room. Like, I just didn't want nothing to do with him. I was like, I'm just done. I would try to find reasons. I'm like, maybe if I'm real nasty and mean, he'll leave. And then he was just like, because when we separated, the last thing I told him was, I was like, I promise. I said, I swear to God on my child's life, I will never love you the same. I was like, it's done. So that stuck in my head. I was like, I can lie to him, I can lie to myself. I can't lie to God. Right. You know, not on my child. But I was so angry at the moment. I was like, I promise to God I will never love you the same. So when he came back in the house and he was like, one day we got into it and I was like, listen, I
I meant what I said, nigga. Like, I would never love you the same. And he was like, I know you won't. He's like, cause you gonna love me more. And I was like,
he saved her life.
Yeah, I'm like, damn.
Did he practice that bar? That was a good bar.
He probably was like, this. She told me, and there's nothing I could say, because I'm like, well, if I do love him, and which in the end ended up happening.
And part of it is your daughter, because they had such a great relationship.
Crazy relationship.
It made it so hard for you to be like, because she was like telling you.
Yeah, she don't see no wrong in him. Like, she loves him to death. But what I can say is, even throughout our whole separation, he's like, he picked her up from school, he dropped her off, and everybody knows that's not his biological child, but there is no, blood couldn't make them closer.
Right.
That's
cool.
So that's interesting, because you let him come. Now, this is something that guys have to learn when they fuck up. If I let you back in, don't do nothing wrong, and just understand the fact that I'm gonna treat you like shit.
Yeah,
like, and eat it.
Yeah, you gotta deal with it.
She said, eat it
constantly.
Eat shit. But sometimes when you're so damaged, that don't work down there. Like,
I meant eat it like how you said it. Now you saying it.
Oh wait, I'm confused.
She's talking about.
No, she know what she was saying.
She done took it somewhere else.
No. That was a trap.
Sometimes that don't work.
No, it don't. Like me,
you be like, I'm not gonna come. I don't care
what you
how
say,
you
Jody.
I'm not.
I said, Jody, I'm not going to this.
I love you, Jody.
And you know how you have an attitude when you having sex and you mad as hell, but
you be like,
oh yeah,
and you be like, I'm gonna just fucking lay here.
And I ain't gonna say
I'm
shit.
mad as hell. I'm not making a noise.
Next thing you know, you forgive me. Yes.
Shit, why don't care? He's like, well, you ain't gotta say shit. I'm still gonna catch my nut. I'm this is rude. Like,
Just rude.
He don't care. I be sleep. That nigga don't care. He was like, shit.
I need it. Now, what doesn't work? If you have to give guys advice, like for when they're trying to get back after they fucked up, what doesn't work? Excuses.
Blaming, telling me what I did wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to
I fucked up, but that because during that time you was talking to. I don't want to hear none of that shit.
Bring up the oldest shit. The oldest shit.
Before I met you,
Girl.
you know you love me, so we just gonna get through this. What? Get your ass the fuck.
You niggas.
Yeah, exactly.
all right, so excuses does not work. You gotta just admit I fucked up and just take it and don't blame shit on me.
Don't blame. I don't give a damn if what it was. Don't blame. I don't care. We had sex in 2 months. Don't tell me why I cheated because you ain't give me no pussy. I don't care.
Right.
I don't want to hear nothing.
Well, that is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that's kind
2
of
months. No.
What do you expect?
Girl, did I be messed up?
All right, what else doesn't work? And what all right, no, we didn't finish what does work, because you said basically he was very consistent. He still was in contact, obviously, with your daughter and picking her up and doing all of that stuff and just letting you treat him like shit.
Yeah, he just want to go away.
Okay.
But he really changed. Like you have
to show and prove.
Like you really have to like consistently like change. Like he really changed. Like the guy he is now is not the guy that he was. He's changed completely.
And it would suck to put in all that work for somebody else to benefit off of it.
But
that's how I think.
Yeah. But sometimes you can't think like that. You just be like, so like I used to think like that. Like I ain't gonna let nobody benefit. I got to a point I was so tired. Like girl, have his ass. Have everything. Take my shit too.
Take that and the benefits, bitch.
Right? Oh, you want my shoes on? Because I'm done.
Because we've all taken back a cheating guy. So L'Oreal.
Oh God.
What worked for you? Because we're giving these guys advice. Because maybe some of them are changing too, that are listening.
I think, like you said, being consistent, like that's a big key. It's like if you keep trying to show that you care, you change, and not even that you change, because I don't believe that somebody's going to change just in one day, 1 week, that you're willing to change, that you're going to put in the effort. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like, everybody makes mistakes, so you can't expect somebody to never do nothing wrong. Right. But at the same time, I think it's like the main thing is like, all right, they might have cheated or whatever, but were they disrespecting you in a way where it's like, all right, you could find a picture, or you could find this, or you could find. I know that's what makes it. I think that's what makes it worse for us, because if we find out something that maybe they fucked somebody when they was on a boys' trip, last year. Then
as long as it wasn't one of the boys, girl.
Not one of the boys. Listen, y'all some nasty ass.
I looked at you like, boy, shit.
First of all, he don't never have to call me again. Ain't no forgiving that, brother.
Oh, so okay, you can't forgive him for
if
fucking
he
one of
fucks
his
his
boys?
homeboy, no.
But there's some women that take men back when they found out that they with other guys or transgenders.
It's different.
See, no.
I don't think I can do that.
We talked about that insecure incident a little bit when he said he did something in college.
He let somebody suck his dick.
Oh, a boy?
Yeah.
In college.
That's a boy, Damien. Like, you don't do
Just
that.
one time.
So wait, you wouldn't mess with him no more?
Hell no.
But that was mad long ago. He never did nothing again.
No.
I just wonder.
I can't do that. No.
I don't want to be in that situation, so I don't even.
Because nigga, you like, I don't care what you say, you liked it.
Right.
Because a man knows
I can't do for you.
a man knows how they like their thing, sucked
The
on.
taint. But what if he was like, I didn't really like it, man. That beard was rubbing on my leg.
But what if he didn't
Mano, that's my BRF, my best rapper friend. And Mano always stirs up some issues. You know how he is. He does not hold his tongue and he talks crazy, but so does L'Oreal. Check it out.
We live in a time where it's like everything is super hyper, everything is right, everybody wants shit right now. So I'm saying, like, what's wrong with doing certain things that keep your man happy?
What if you're not happy with it?
Right. So
the female's not happy with it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The female should be happy with it.
How you gonna tell a woman what she should be happy?
You should be happy you eating some pussy, bitch.
If she not happy with it, then there's no argument for discussion.
Eat that pussy with a smile.
Right there. Listen, if she not happy with it,
It's not even
then
up for
it's
discussion.
not up for discussion, and it is what it is.
Right.
So when that nigga going out and getting it from somewhere else, you understand why.
No, how about don't
That's
have
your option?
But that's what I'm saying. That's not a thing.
So you either gotta fuck a bitch with your
and
nigga,
be happy with it with a
or let him
goddamn
cheat.
smile on your face.
Yeah, or let him cheat. That's the option.
Either way, he gonna
that's
fuck another
wild.
bitch, whether you give him
But
permission or not.
to each his or her,
shit
to
all the
each,
time.
But you can
to
still
each,
fuck another
to
bitch.
each his or her own. There might be a woman that's like, you know what, he's right. It's 100% right. Even though we don't agree. You know what I mean? Gigi likes girls. Gigi doesn't mind.
Right.
Damn, Gigi. Bust. Gigi.
I'm just saying, like, to each his or her
Speak
own.
with the lip service that I'll fuck a bitch here and there.
But still, your face look like
So,
damn.
Nah,
but in a relationship with your man, like, you'll bring a girl home every now and then, right?
Of course. See, that's the thing.
Level up, man.
She likes
Grow the
that.
fuck
Why
up.
is it growing up?
Grow the
That's
fuck
not
up.
growing up,
Well, because
Mano.
it's something that I like.
Right.
If it wasn't something that I like, then we wouldn't be doing it.
Exactly.
understandable.
Okay,
Exactly.
I'm not doing
That's
that.
understandable.
Just to be
Exactly.
clear,
Cool, no problem.
I'm not doing
No
that.
I must be childish.
I don't like
Yeah,
girls.
That's childish because I don't want
You
to
don't
fuck
have
a
to
bitch.
like
I don't
girls.
like
Let your
girls.
man
Listen to me.
live,
I don't
though.
like
Let him
girls,
live.
and I'm very possessive about my shit. So I don't want to see my man fucking another girl. I'm
A
sorry.
situation like that goes wrong.
I have a question, man.
And then they
Where
end
the
up
guy
fucking
ends
with-
up fucking the other girl behind your back or thinking that he could do that whenever
I've
he wants.
seen that.
Right, because you let
But
him.
that does happen, but you gotta first of all, you gotta let your girl run it. You gotta let her run it. You gotta let her pick. It's her decision. It's her show.
And what if she's like, I'm not with it anymore?
Why?
But what if she
Why?
But what if she came to
No,
you?
but that's what
like,
happens with these
You can
relationships.
fuck another bitch, but don't get mad when I go fuck another nigga.
No, nobody's doing that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why is that?
It's okay for y'all, but it's not okay for us.
That's just so hypothetical. That's
This whole situation is
Mano, you
hypothetical,
sound
Mano.
crazy.
It can't only be good when it's in your favor, okay?
Right.
God, like nobody.
Oh my God.
What if she be like, I like my
Your God
pussy?
spelled backwards.
Dog. What if she likes? What if she says, I like my pussy eaten by multiple guys? Like, you do it for me, but not like how this guy does. So would you be like, go ahead, get your pussy eaten?
She's really a hoe then.
Can she be with other women?
what are
when you're not around?
Right.
Can she be with other women when you're not around?
In that case, I would say some shit like, let's just get one main extra girlfriend, and like that'll just be our girlfriend. All right, so
Why does that make you feel better than if you could fuck multiple women? Why can't she?
I'm not saying she can't. No. I'm not fucking. If we talking about if I'm in a relationship, I'm not fucking multiple women. I'm fucking women only with her.
What if she
Right?
says?
But it's multiple
What if she
of them.
says you
That's
can't fuck the
multiple
other women, but you
women.
could watch me and her,
I watch. I like to watch.
but you can't touch the other woman?
Sometimes that might be interesting. That might be just the vibe for that night.
No,
No
permanently.
touch. Huh? That's too hypothetical, and it's not really happening.
Because what are you supposed to do? Jerk off?
Yeah,
Like,
jerk off. But hypothetically, if the girl wanted to fuck with another girl, like I think that's a conversation. It's like
let's say you overseas on tour or something for a few weeks, and she got a little itch that needs to be scratched, and she call you and say, "I'm gonna call Tamika."
Yeah, if she got an itch, that's scary.
Shut up.
You don't even go to the doctor.
She be like, "I'm gonna call Tamika, and Tamika gonna come over here and stay."
Tamika like Tiny.
I think.
I just said a name.
You should have said a different one. No, but that was just a bad time. That's a bad. Okay, never mind.
You hear what she's saying though? I think that.
Now, mind you, wait, and it's a bitch that y'all already fucked before.
Yeah, I think I could do that.
Somebody, she allowed you to fuck before.
I think I could do that.
And then you gone and you can't handle her because you ain't nowhere near to handle her, and she need to be handled. And she go and call one of the bitches that she brought over for you. Are you okay with that?
I think I could do that.
But what if you think or you know?
Yeah, I think I've never been posed with that question, but I've thought of that before, and I think I could do that. I think I could say, you know what? All right, just leave me on FaceTime.
Put the phone on the.
So you gotta know the girl. Because what if she's like,
the only way this thing the only way shit like that works is honesty and openness.
Man, this is my guy Plies. Now we played a little game with him, pumper or dumper, and he pretty much wanted to pump any woman no matter what. Here's some of what he had to say.
All right, so back to the question. She doesn't have any female friends. You say pump it.
Yeah, you definitely pump her.
All right, pump it or dump it. You go to give her a hug in the club, and she got on a waist trainer. Dump. You can feel it.
But that's up under there.
Do anybody here wear a waist trainer?
No. Why are you? We're not asking you.
I gotta ask the question.
In the club, it don't matter. We asking
if
you.
If we do wear them, we definitely not wearing them in the club.
No, that's something we're at home.
It depends. If I met her and she had the waist trainer on, she got to keep it on.
Like forever? What do you mean?
Well, if I'm pumping her, she got to keep it, because I feel like if I meet you and you got on the waist trainer, I'm infatuated with how I see you. So if it's because you got a waist trainer on is why you look appealing to me, then you should never.
So you're gonna pump her in the waist trainer?
She goddamn right. She wore it to the club.
Nah, you gotta get
no.
You gotta get the pump.
But that doesn't make sense.
I feel like hugging a chick in a waist trainer is like hugging a cop. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then when you I think you're afraid that when you let the waist trainer out, she's gonna explode like a thing of biscuits.
Right?
Exactly.
She is gonna. But the good thing about that waist trainer, if they start shooting, you could throw it right in front.
But that's always fun.
Oh my God!
No, Angela.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God!
Save my life. Conditional pumper. Conditional. She got to keep it on.
If y'all wear waist trainers, y'all cool with me, man.
We wear them around the house. We don't wear them under our dresses.
I wear them like, when I feel like I got a little lipo swell on the side. Like one of my lipos is swelling up on the side.
Pretty much all these questions actually gonna be pumper.
You gonna pump anybody? You gonna pump everybody? I hope not, because there's some other ones that they say pump it. But what do guys do when they want to hide stuff? Like, we have all kinds of things. We got booty pops. We got waist trainers. We got makeup. We got weed. We got everything. What y'all do?
I mean, I guess it varies depending on what it is you're trying to hide. But for me, like I said, I'm pretty much a straight shooter. But I feel like the waist trainer thing is.
They have male waist trainers, by the way.
I'm kind of in the middle with the waist trainer.
Mm-hmm. I think guys, no, I'm not saying you guys wear hats to cover their hair. Yeah.
Okay, that's like a waist trainer. Look.
Yeah. For me, I think I've always been. I think since I was probably like 13, 14, I always feel like the hat complimented the attire, but
the style, yeah.
I used to know. Well, not used to, because I still know this guy, but I know a guy.
I'm familiar.
He would always wear like a hoodie or like a jacket to hide his muffin top.
Ooh. Did he have hips to go with them?
Guys are just as self-conscious about their bodies as women.
Top, so he always kept on a jacket or a hoodie. And I never could understand why every time I saw him, he would have like a jacket like this on or like a hoodie. And then one time they said that he couldn't wear it in the club, and he was like, "Oh, I ain't going in there."
Ooh, wow, the insecurity was that deep.
That's terrible. Son.
He took it off when sex? No,
of course.
Oh, okay.
When the lights so he didn't mind the muffin top if y'all was alone.
Lights were off.
But I ain't been in the club. Why didn't you just wear a bigger t-shirt?
Why he just didn't get lipo? I don't know.
Why he didn't just diet?
Yeah, right. I don't know why he didn't do anything.
Yeah,
but men don't do all the stuff that we do. I feel like women don't care as much about how men look. Like, you still was...
I care.
With him even though he had a muffin top?
Yeah.
Would he have been with you with a muffin top?
I think so, yeah.
Is money important? No, yeah.
looks are important for me. I like my guys to have fit, athletic bodies. I work hard for my body. Not only do I get plastic surgery, but I starve myself.
That's really hard work. It's hard work. It's hard work to live off of water and wheat.
To live just
But
drinking water.
Is money important, he said, for us?
For women, just in general.
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to be in struggle mode with you, no.
Struggle mode.
I mean,
I'm too old for that.
I mean, I'm not looking, like, it's not one of the main things I'm looking for, like, oh, he has to be a millionaire to date me. But I'm not going to lie, you have to be doing, at the very least, better than me.
At the very least.
Better than
Well, I would say this, okay? I believe that money matters to the point that you have to be doing something and be somewhat ambitious and make some money, because I don't want to take care of you if you don't have it. You need to be able to take care of yourself. I don't necessarily need you to take care of me.
Yeah.
But you need to be able to handle your own business. Like, you can't be asking me for money, like, to pay your rent, because I don't do that.
I agree.
Yeah. Like, if you're an aspiring rapper at the age of, 38, give up the struggle, boo. Just, get a job with benefits.
But what if you make it at 39?
Huh? Get a job with benefits. I'm not afraid of dating a bus driver or a
garbage man.
Fireman, sanitation worker. I'm okay with that.
Excuse me. Sanitation worker.
Yeah.
The politically correct.
That's a city job. They got good
benefits. Somebody
benefits.
with money. So that's...
Oh, you want to be a cat man?
Not a cat man, but I want you to be somewhat established.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to be established either way.
No, and I feel like it's very important, the kind of guy that I date, to want a girl who's doing well for herself. I don't really like dating guys that are just tricks. They want to pick a girl up from the strip club and take care of her. She doesn't have to work anymore. No offense. I love it. Gigi works. Gigi
was like, I was making good money. I was making
good money before he took me out the strip club.
I'm just saying, but or even just pick up a girl and just like, just a girl, just regular, just doesn't have a career, she doesn't do anything with herself, and just wants to take care of her. I feel like it shows it shows a lot about a man's thinking, that if he wants a girl who's successful or not.
Well, plus you have money, you could take care of
I
a
got a little bit of money. I ain't got too much money.
Nah, we see all the jewelry and everything. I mean,
I got a little bit of money.
Okay, but you could afford to take care of a woman so she didn't have to work.
I want to take care of a woman. Me personally, I want to take care of a woman. I don't want no woman to have to work, and I'm a little different when it comes to that. I feel like, for me, I just want you to spend your time looking good, keeping me together. So I don't want no woman that works.
Nice. I think that might be a little bit of the southern.
I want to. If I meet you, I want you to have something going. I want you to be ambitious, and you ain't got to match me dollar for dollar, but I don't want you to just...
No, but you should want... A man should want a girl with ambition and goals.
But then what if she gets with you and she's like, well, time to quit the job?
That's what I want.
I think that's awful. That's what he wants.
I want to, when I meet you, striving and you got your hustle on.
But then I got you. You ain't got to do that anymore.
Right.
Ambition doesn't really work that way, though. You can't shut it off like a light switch, though. Like, you meet an ambitious woman, she's gonna still want
I want her to. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with her using me for what it is that I do. Like, I want to be the provider. I want to go out and get it and bring it back. But in the meantime, if you home and
like, I'm adding to the pile. We got $100 million because of you. Here's $70 because of me. $100 million and $70.
I just want you to use me.
That puts women in a bad situation sometimes, because now I got to ask you for money every time I got to do something. And then, God forbid it don't work out.
It's hard.
I haven't been working out because I've been with you for 4 years.
No, but I ain't that dude.
Now what I'm gonna do?
Nah, I ain't that dude. I'm a dude. I want you to have I'm gonna give you your own card. I'm gonna give you your own account. Is gonna stay. I want it to stay here, whether it's a $50,000 bag. Like,
where are you from?
What's that?
Because I need to know where he's from. No, I know the South, but there's a part of the South, because it's parts of the South that I'm not trying to go to Atlanta and find a man.
Okay, yeah, you're not. There's something about these Southern men that they know how to take care of theirs, and
I don't want you asking me for nothing, so I want to make sure you have it, so you don't have to ask for it.
But wouldn't you feel vulnerable being with a man that you had to rely on him, like, for money?
I would love to know what that feels like.
It doesn't feel good.
I would love to know what
I just left a situation like that.
And it doesn't feel good.
I mean, I didn't have to rely on him for money because I still made my own money. I just didn't make as much money as I was used to making. So he did fill that void. But there was times when I had to go to him like, I want or I need XYZ. And it just was like, but why?
Right. Like, I want a new bag. I can't just buy it.
I mean,
but now I gotta ask. And then you act like you have an attitude.
Right. And
I've been in a relationship where I'm not paying for anything and he's taking care of everything and everything, and I didn't have a job, and it feels awful.
Right.
It feels awful having to ask for everything you need.
When
you need pads, when you need tampons. Hey, babe, can you go get me some tampons? I need some tampons.
Sheesh.
Like,
you had $6.
I have no money.
I asked this question the other day, like, is women out here taking care of men or no?
Yeah. There's some sugar mamas out here.
Absolutely.
I need to find them.
The sugar mamas.
Yeah, but I think you're too expensive. Like, ain't nobody buying you all this jewelry and stuff.
Stay home. I stay home. I clean up all that shit. If you willing to take care of me.
You doing those husband?
No, I don't know. I do no laundry, but.
Okay, well, you would be a terrible staying home boyfriend.
You look like you cook.
I can cook. Yeah, I can't do no
you
laundry.
You probably make pork chops, though. Don't nobody know.
Hey, I'm gonna let you out that one. What's that say?
You said pork chops are good. I like pork chops. No.
Y'all eat healthy and shit. So.
Trey Songz. I remember when we first started Lip Service, I kept saying, we need to get Trey Songz on here. We need to get Tremaine on here. Well, fortunately, he did stop by, and of course, he didn't disappoint. All right, now, when is it time to stop thotting? This is a question that the ladies were talking about earlier. When do you say, okay, it's time for me to stop being out here like this. It's time to settle down. Do you feel like you've come to that time yet?
I mean, I definitely feel like I've come to that time. Like I said earlier in the interview, I feel like I've come to that place mentally, but in my actions, I'm still doing a lot of the same shit I don't want to do.
How are you doing something that you don't want to do, though? Come on now.
I mean, that's life.
Like, I did it, but I fucked it, but I didn't really want to.
It's like the circumstances that he's... Oh, yo, look who just texted me.
Who?
Hand job.
Do you ever feel like you have to, like, fuck a woman just because...
It's a good text, too.
I mean, the thing about it, it ain't about what I have to do. For real, a lot of times... do
you ever feel like, man...
I'm expected, like, Lip Service, what was it, 2000... What? 9 or some shit? Like, you put that expectation. I was talking about how I was out here doing what I was doing, and you know what I'm saying? I've been having to hold up my reputation since then. I said I haven't been in sex.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, so
you did say that.
Right,
and there's a lot of little stories floating around about Trey Songz in the bedroom that you have to live up to those expectations.
No, it's songs. I don't know about your stories, but I'm talking about the songs.
Stuff online and stuff like that.
I didn't
girls talking about.
I didn't see some things, though.
I done seen some things, and the expectation bar is high.
You good?
It's a little bit different for me over here.
Those numb, Trey.
What you say?
I said I didn't heard the stories, but I also didn't seen some things, so it's a little bit different for me over here.
Gigi, we used to live in the same house.
Yo, we lived together for 3 years.
It's like my sister, like, to anybody really watching, it's like a sister. Her daughter's like my niece, like, literally. So in Atlanta, we lived together. Like,
so you seen some shit.
No, I literally popped popcorn and watched him fuck my homegirl like it was porn.
You watched him do it? And
I went downstairs and popped popcorn and came in the room and watched him fuck my homegirl.
How was he doing?
He did a great job.
He did a great job?
Wow. I didn't know you was going to say that.
I mean, I did.
Gigi's a savage. Like, she used to,
but it's a long time ago.
And what'd I tell the bitch?
She used to bring
me.
What'd
you tell her?
What'd I tell her?
She said, take that dick,
take that dick, arch your back, and point your toes.
Yeah.
So you were coaching her?
Yeah.
She used to bring like sacrificial lambs to the house.
Oh my God.
Like, cause I wouldn't leave the house. I work all day. Like, I'm in the studio. Like,
okay.
I just moved to Atlanta. It's bad. I met Gigi on MySpace.
Yep.
Damn.
Don't nobody know that. You know, don't nobody know that.
You met on MySpace?
We really met on MySpace. That's the truth.
How did this happen?
Nobody knows we met on MySpace.
Explain this.
Because he put out there that he was going to be in Atlanta.
I was moving to Atlanta.
He was moving to Atlanta to do Trey Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just moved there. And I was fucking with him already. Like, he was my, what? But I gotta go right. That was my shit.
Who is this guy?
She knew all the songs. So look,
I knew everything.
Check it. So I'm moving to Atlanta. We got this house. We got this house. Shout out Chris.
Chris Henderson.
Chris Henderson. I get there. It's 2006, 2007.
2006. March 2006.
So I move into this house to make the album. All my albums I've mainly made in houses because I like
you were barely
homes.
legal at the time.
No,
21.
I put my first album.
Right, he's barely legal.
Yeah,
you was 21.
Yeah, I was 21. Yeah. So I walk in the house and it's Gigi and it's her homegirl and they got on their Magic City outfits and they cooking. This how
like, where
this
the
how
fuck
welcome
am
to
I?
Atlanta.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Because I sent
Magic
the
City
message out,
strippers
I'm
in the
moving to
kitchen.
Atlanta, boom, boom, we making the album. And from that point on, like, she just held it down. Like, it won't never a situation where, like, we was into each other that way. Like, she
Everybody thought it was, but it really wasn't.
So let me ask you this. So let's talk about Trey's fucking ability, since you was there watching him from a youngin'. What was if you could critique him? What are some things that he needed to work on? Because he was young at that time, and I'm sure the way you fucked back then is way different than now.
You sure?
Are you sure?
No, honestly, I can't say. I honestly can't say anything bad about what I saw. I can only critique the girl, and I critiqued her on spot.
Okay,
that she needed to point her toes, arch her back.
Was it weird for you to have somebody like watching and critiquing the girl and like coaching?
He thought it was funny.
It was funny as fuck.
Oh, okay.
Because she was my homegirl. It wasn't like a stranger. Like, she was my friend.
And I still know she's like, that's the homie.
She's still the homie with both of us.
Yeah, she cool as fuck.
Yes, that was our best of lip service. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I do. So many gems here, and we're looking forward to 2018 with all of y'all. Is high.
It's a little bit different for me over here.
Dose numb, Trey.
What you said?
I said I didn't heard the stories, but I also done seen some things, so it's a little bit different for me over here.
Gigi, we used to live in the same house.
Yo, we lived together for 3 years.
It's like my sister, like, to anybody really watching, it's like a sister. Her daughter's like my niece, like, literally. So in Atlanta, we lived together. Like,
so you seen some shit.
No, I literally popped popcorn and watched him fuck my homegirl like it was porn.
You watched him do it? And
I went downstairs and popped popcorn and came in the room and watched him fuck my homegirl.
How was he doing?
He did a great job.
He did a great job.
I didn't know you was gonna say that.
I did.
Gigi's a savage. Like, she used to,
but it's a long time ago.
And what I tell the bitch?
She used to bring
What'd you
me.
tell her?
What'd I tell her?
She said, "Take that dick,
take that dick, arch your back, and point your toes."
Yeah.
So you were coaching her?
Yeah.
She used to bring like sacrificial lambs to the house.
Oh my god!
Like, cause I wouldn't leave the house. I work all day. Like, I'm in the studio. Like,
okay.
I just moved to Atlanta. It's bad. I met Gigi on MySpace.
Yep.
Damn.
Don't nobody know that. You know, don't nobody know that.
You met on MySpace?
We really met on MySpace. That's the truth.
How did this happen?
Nobody knows we met on MySpace.
Explain this.
Because he put out there that he was going to be in Atlanta.
I was moving to Atlanta.
He was moving to Atlanta to do Trey Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just moved there. And I was fucking with him already. Like, he was my, what? But I gotta go right. That was my shit.
Who is
she
this
knew
guy?
all the songs. So look,
I knew everything.
Check it. So I'm moving to Atlanta. We got this house. We got this house. Shout out Chris.
Chris Henderson.
Chris Henderson. I get there. It's 2006, 2007.
2006. March 2006.
So I move into this house to make the album. All my albums I've mainly made in houses because I like
you were barely
homes.
legal at the time.
No,
21.
I put my first album.
Right, he's barely legal.
You was 21.
Yeah, I was 21.
Yeah.
So I walk in the house and it's Gigi and it's her homegirl and they got on their Magic City outfits and they cooking. This how welcome to Atlanta.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Because I sent the
Magic City
message out,
strippers in the kitchen.
Boom, boom, we making the album. And from that point on, like, she just held it down. Like, it won't never a situation where, like, we was into each other that way. Like,
everybody thought it was, but it really wasn't.
So let me ask you this. So let's talk about Trey's fucking ability, since you was there watching him from a youngin'. What was if you could critique him? What are some things that he needed to work on? Because he was young at that time, and I'm sure the way you fucked back then is way different than now.
You sure?
Are you sure?
No, honestly, I can't say. I honestly can't say anything bad about what I saw. I can only critique the girl, and I critiqued her on spot.
Okay,
that she needed to point her toes, arch her back.
Was it weird for you to have somebody like watching and critiquing the girl and like coaching?
He thought it was funny.
It was funny as fuck.
Oh, okay.
Because she was my homegirl. It wasn't like a stranger. Like, she was my friend.
And I still know she's like, that's the homie.
She's still the homie with both of us.
Yeah, she cool as fuck.
Yes, that was our best of lip service. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I do. So many gems here, and we're looking forward to 2018 with all of y'all. Yes, that was our best of lip service. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I do. So many gems here, and we're looking forward to 2018 with all of y'all.